What's up guys, today I'm bringing you a Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle, and this is an Uber's match versus a subscriber, and I'm using a Mega Mewtwo White balance team. As always, if you guys do enjoy these Wi-Fi battles, then please make sure to leave a like to show your support. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get into this. I'm gonna lead off with my Giratina, as I knew he was gonna lead off with his Deoxys speed, and I don't really have anything on my team which can stop this thing from getting up entry hazards, so I can just go for the Shadow Ball to bring this thing down to its focus sash and then follow up with the Shadow Sneak to kill him. But he's actually gonna save this Deoxys speed as a dead fodder and go into his Dialga, predicting me to go for the Shadow Sneak. And looking back at it, going for the Draco Meteor would have been my best play here, and because his Deoxys speed had the Stealth Rocks, I know this thing is gonna be Choice Scarf, so I'm gonna go into my Klefki, as he's gonna make a really good play and predict my Klefki and nail me with a Fire Blast. And now I know he's gonna be scared of the T-Wave, so I'm gonna go for my first layer of spikes, as he's gonna go into his Deoxys speed just to sack it because it has got up these Stealth Rocks against me. And here I'm gonna predict him to go for the Taunt, so that's why I'm gonna go for the Play Rough, but unfortunately I'm gonna miss my Play Rough, which is pretty bad, and that's why I just go for the T-Wave, expecting him to go for the Taunt once again. But he goes for the knockoff, maybe he doesn't have Taunt, and once again I'm gonna go for the Play Rough, and this time I'm gonna connect and take out his Deoxys speed. And the one spike which I got up is gonna be really helpful in wearing down his team, and now he's gonna bring in his Arceus to revenge kill my Klefki, as I'm just gonna sack my Klefki because it was at really low health and he also had the Stealth Rocks up. So now I'm gonna bring in my Giratina, and I'm actually gonna make a double switch into my Primal Groudon because I knew he was gonna go into Xerneas, and Giratina cannot really do anything to a Xerneas unless it's packing Iron Tail or something, and he does go into Xerneas. Now if he was a Geomancy Xerneas, I didn't want him to set up and weaken my Primal Groudon, so that's why I had to make the double switch. And he's actually a leftover Xerneas, which is much easier to deal with, and I know he's gonna go into Salamence, so I'm gonna predict the Salamence and go right for the Stone Edge, as I do hit, and this Salamence just eats up this Stone Edge and it does very little damage. So I know he's gonna go for the Roost because he would like to keep his Mega Salamence healthy, so that's why I'm just gonna switch into my Mewtwo so that I can Mega Evolve. And unfortunately this Mega Mewtwo White does not do too much work against his team because he does have his Aegislash and I'm not packing Fire Blast, so I'm just gonna Mega Evolve as he's gonna switch out and go into his Dialga, I guess expecting me to go for the Ice Beam, but I just go for the Side Strike because the move does most damage against his team, and I'm gonna Mega Evolve and go right for the Side Strike as it is gonna do a lot of damage to this Dialga, and it's to a KO as he's gonna go for the Draco Meteor. I know I can easily take one Draco Meteor because Mega Mewtwo White does have a pretty good special defense, and I can just go for the Side Strike once again to knock out his Dialga, which is pretty good for my Arceus. And now he's finally gonna go into his Aegislash, and I knew he was not gonna go for the Shadow Sneak because I could have gone into my Groudon, Arceus, or my Darkrai, so I'm just gonna go for the Side Strike so that I can get as much damage as I possibly can on his Aegislash, as now he's in attack form. He needs to go for the King Shield or needs to switch out, so I can just go into my Groudon and freely get up these Stealth Rocks, as he's gonna switch and go into his Salamence, and we know this thing is really bulky, and I'm just gonna get up my Stealth Rocks as he's actually gonna reveal the Defog, which is pretty interesting, as I was expecting him to be a Dragon Dance bulky Salamence looking at the layout of his team, and I'm just gonna go for the Roar expecting him to go for the Dragon Dance, and I phase him out into his Arceus and he's gonna set up a Swords Dance, as I'm gonna go for the Precipice Blades and he's gonna go for the +2 EQ. I am bulky, so I'm gonna live with 2 HP, and unfortunately I missed my Precipice Blades, which means that this Arceus is gonna hang on for like one more turn, and it is gonna be really crucial, as you guys are gonna see. And I'm gonna go into my Arceus, which is Adamant Nature, and his Arceus is also Adamant Nature because of the damage he did to my Groudon, and it's just gonna be a speed tie, and unfortunately I do lose the speed tie, and he's gonna be able to do so much damage to me with the +2 Life Orb Extreme Speed. And because I lost the speed tie, essentially my Arceus is now useless because I cannot set up on any of his Pokemon with the amount of HP I'm at, and he can just go into his Salamence and take me out with a Dragon Claw, and things are not looking good for me. However, I still do have a good chance of winning this game with my Darkrai, and because I saw the leftovers on his Xerneas, I know it's a bulky Xerneas with Rest Talk, so that's why I'm gonna predict his Xerneas, and instead of going for the Dark Void, I'm gonna go for the Nasty Plot. Now keep in mind that a specially defensive Xerneas can easily take a +2 Sludge Bomb, so it's a 50-50 if I go for the Dark Void, expecting him to go for the Moonblast, expecting me to go for the Sludge Bomb on his Xerneas, or if I go for the Sludge Bomb, expecting him to go for the Sleep Talk, expecting me to go for the Dark Void. Now I do go for the Dark Void, and as you guys are gonna see, he's gonna win the 50-50 and he's gonna go for the Sleep Talk. Now he only has 25% chance of getting the Moonblast, and luckily for him, he's gonna get the Moonblast. Now looking back at it, this might have been a choke on my end because I could have gone for the Sludge Bomb, and if he had gone for the Moonblast to take out my Darkrai, I could have gone into my Giratina Origin, and then I could have gone for the Shadow Sneak to knock out his Xerneas, and then I would have lived a Dragon Claw from his Salamence and finished him off with a Draco Meteor. But for doing this, I would have needed a really high damage roll on both Sludge Bomb as well as on the Shadow Sneak, so it would have come down to me getting high damage rolls on both of my moves. But this match was really close and my opponent made some really great plays, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. This match was really fun and fast paced, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. So with that being said, thanks for watching and have a good day.